Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, depending on where you are. We have got different times. Welcome to Aroma Picture Studio, and welcome to this tutorial where I want to get you started. Using Studio One. This is one of the biggest, one of the big and the greatest, DAW you can ever have, you can ever learn. And you know what? I just want you to get started with it, and how you can set it up, and how you can record the vocals, and how you can record your midis. All right, so let's begin. First thing first, when you start the Studio One, what happens is that it will load all the plugins that you've installed in your computer, and after that it will reach to this end. All right, it will reach to this a window where you can set up. If you're using Studio One Artist, that's okay. I'm using Studio One Professional. That's my subscription, and that's my you know what I'm talking about. So what you do, ladies and gentlemen, whosoever is watching me right now, let's go where this guy is, where this interface is. Let's start setting up the audio. So when you go here, you find general locations, audio setup, internal devices, and advanced. So it's already taking you to audio setup, and here that's where you should set up your audio. All right, so what you do here, you just choose your device right here. If you have any device connected, you have a recording device, maybe it's a sound card, and anything that you have to record, and whatever that you do, recording and hearing out, I'm saying input and the output. So you choose what you have, what you've connected to your computer. You already know here. So then you press OK, you are done. Okay, then because these properties right here, they'll vary depending on the the device that you have. Beautiful. Then what you do right now, I'll show you. We'll get back to this section. So let's go press OK, and after you've done this, what you do next is you go on new. These are the projects that I'm working on, just because I have some projects that I'm working on, some of the tutorials, Mao, drums, Nastahiri, my first project, and those. All right, so let's go new right here, and it will get you to this window. What will you do when you come here? This is where you can find the template, whether you record and mix, you master and release, rehearse and perform, record now, mix in surround, and produce beats, play now, create content, import files, PreSonus interfaces, demos. The most thing that you need to understand right here, ladies and gentlemen, is this section here, the first one, record and mix. This is where you're gonna spend much of your time. Why? Because this way you're gonna record your song and anything that you want to record. All right, make sure that you're subscribing to the YouTube channel Aroma Picture Studio, so that next time when we upload the video, you're not going to be able to miss. You don't want to miss all the tutorials that we are going to produce in future about Studio One. A lot of things that we need to cover. Right here, what you do, ladies and gentlemen, you have templates and you have user. All right, so let's go on templates. This is just so important. So let's go and choose record and mix right here, and let's go to this section and start naming our project, the song that you want to produce. What's the title of the song? Let me call this tutorial. Tutorial. Wonderful, thank you. All right, the second information that you see after the name here is the browser where you want to save your projects. When you click here, you'll be taken to where you save, located via your file manager, and you locate where you want to save your project, your song. I've already done that. So this section here settings, sample rate. This is where you should be very careful, because this is going to determine how powerful and in quality your song is going to be. All right, I like putting it at 48.0 48.0 right here. 48.0. Click it. Here, drop files. What you should do here, if maybe you have already an instrumental that you want to record in Studio One, you just drop it here. You just drag and drop it here. Then when you open your PreSonus, you'll find it in your timeline. Okay, so not only the instrument that you want to record in, and other files, other audio files that you want to use, you can drop them here. After all this, ladies and gentlemen, what you do is you just leave it here, apply customization here, complete, leave everything like this, and press OK. Here you are. This is the first time you open Studio One. This DAW is amazing. I have told you, is amongst the greatest DAW that we have, amongst the greatest music recording softwares that we have. For example, we have Cubase, FL Studio, we have Reason, we have Pro Tools, we have such of those kind, Reaper, and everything that but this one is one of the greatest DAW that you would have. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I have told you that we want to get started recording your vocal or your instrument. We want to get back another tutorial just to get you through the interface and all the buttons that you see right here. But some of them will cover them, because no matter what, now we just have to cover them, because when we try to record, we'll be using them, and I'll be telling you that this is exactly what you need. Okay, so the next thing to do here, because you want to record, and you know what, you cannot record if there is no track. Are you getting what I'm saying? You cannot record if there is no track. So let's create a track. How do we do it? Several ways. Right click your mouse, add tracks. This is the some of the way that you can use. One of the way you can use, sorry. The other one, you see this button, this plus button, add tracks. It will get you to here where you add the tracks that you want to add. You can add audio, you can add instrument, you can add automation and folders. We are talking about audio right now. How many tracks do you want to add? Okay, first of all, let's get to other way how you can do it. Shortcut, let's press T on the keyboard. It will get us to the same window where we are gonna set up our tracks. So I'll call it vocal. It's already here because it saves my previous name. And how many do you want to record? Let's say 4. And the color, do you want it to be yellow? All right, let it be like this. Okay, and make sure that the format, most of the time, since we are recording with one microphone, and this microphone is mono, so we're recording mono, that does not mean that your song is gonna be in mono. You know what it means? It's another topic. Your song is gonna mixed. The final mix of your song is gonna be a stereo. But don't worry about the recording format. You just put it on mono because you're using a microphone which is mono, and it's just one microphone. Don't put any preset right here. Okay. And right here, the input, depending on the input that you have, you put it input left. That's it. The microphone that you have. I want to show you after we do this thing is to show the signal if you are selected the right thing right here. Okay, so press OK. 4 tracks, we've counted it. All right. So here are the 4 tracks that we have added. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to see in the track is this button M, S, and this dot, and this speaker. Now this M, it means mute. This is solo. This is record, and this is monitor. All right. This sign here, like an M sign, it shows that you're recording the audio, not an instrument. Okay. So when you press this button, That means you are ready to hit the record button right down here and start recording. But once you press this button, what is going to happen is this monitor is gonna turn on automatically after you press this button. Okay, so what we do, let's just turn off this monitor button. From here you can see the input of your microphone. You can see these green levels here, and you can see that my input is so much. It's just so much. I just need to reduce it. Okay, so let me just reduce on my recording interface. Reduce a bit. You can see that there is a drop down. All right, you can see here, and the way you're hearing me now, we are dropping down. Okay, so let's just leave it here for me. And this is not the recording levels that I'm putting for the music. It's just I just want you to hear me loud and clear, because this voice on the tutorial you're hearing is not mixed, is not passing through any processing. Okay, so I just want it to be as loud as possible. Excuse me. All right, so that's it. So what you do, ladies and gentlemen, after you press this, just press record. Let's try to record something. Hi, my name is Aaron. I'm here to tell you something very important. This is Studio One, getting you started to record in Studio One. Thank you. Alright, so you've seen that we've recorded something, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what we've recorded. So let me just get you started with these guys here, these tools you are seeing right here, mostly this here. These are the beginner that you need to know, and these are the ones when we get into another tutorial, you'll be able to, Now, what happens here is that when you go to the far end here, you see this guy like what you're seeing right now. You just drag it just to, where you want to leave it. You know what I mean? All right, so this is what you do. So the way this is when you are here, let's begin to explain these guys. This is a selection tool. Okay, the arrow tool, when you select it like this, that means you'll be able to move this guy very adequately or conveniently. All right, so there is a button right here like link arrow and range tools. This one, when you press it, what is going to happen is that you will not have just a selection when you hover over your wave here. When you go up, just up, you see that it will change. This is a smart selection. So when you do this, you go up, you can select the sections of your audio, all right, of your recording. When you go down, you can select the whole thing. Like you can select this guy and move. But when you go up, you cannot select this guy, this wave and move. No, you select part of it. So this is what it means. So when you turn it off, you can see that even I go up the wave, nothing happens. It just remains a selection tool, right? Good. Here, this guy is a split tool. When you press it, what happens? You can press and cut wherever you want to cut. For example, as I'm doing right now. Okay? Wonderful. All right, so before that, before something else I want to tell you, let's go here on the corner right on the, these guys, or on the numbers we are seeing here, 1.2, 1.3. So right at the corner, you can see it changes when you hover that. So what happens is that you can drag and just go where you want it to go, the last part of it, so that you are able to loop the playback. All right, so let's go down here. These are the buttons that you are seeing. The first one is go to previous marker. So the marker preset. This one you go rewind. You press it, you go to the first one. You press it, all right? It's a rewind one. Previous, forward. You can see what is happening. Previous, forward. When you press this guy, you go to the very end. This one. Then this one again. Then this one. This one is a return to zero. You see it. Return to zero. Maybe your timeline is so long, you can return to zero. Okay? Return to zero. Then here is a stop. This one is play. This one is record. This one is loop. Loop active. So depending on the selection here, the highlights that we've highlighted right here, when you press loop, it will show you here in the blue highlight here that you're gonna go around it. Let's play hi by pressing the space button. My name is Aaron. I'm here to tell you something very, very important. This is Studio One, getting you started to record in Studio One. Thank you. Alright, so we've recorded something, ladies and gentlemen, and when you record, this is exactly what you do. So a lot of things that you need to know right here. This is a rubber. For example, let me just get it, and you find out that I've deleted these guys. Whatever that I don't want, I can delete. Okay, let's press Ctrl Z and let's get them back. So I've showed you how to do that. This one is a paint tool. You can parent, drag, and paint wherever that you want. Maybe you want to do something in here. I'll show you in the next one, just in a minute. So how you can utilize this. Okay. So let's delete it. All right, beautiful. This one is a mute tool. When you press it, you mute. You cannot hear anything. To tell you something. Okay, so you mute. That's it. This one is a bend tool. You want to bend everything that you want to bend, you can bend them. All right, they'll be, according to what you want them to be. If you want, I'm here to tell you something very, very important. This is Studio One. All right, this one is listen to. You press it, add to record in Studio One. You listen. You drag and just don't drop. Add it to record. Then you drop it, you stop listening to it. So this exactly in the nutshell, all these things that are here. Okay, let's come to recording the instrument. Okay, now let's come to recording the instrument. Let's get back to the selection tool. Now let's add the instrument track. We can either go here. I've already told you that. Let's go on instrument. Let's call this drums. Right, drums. Color, let's put it on red, or maybe something like blue. How many? Let's put it 1. Let's just type 1. All right, so this is a drum track that you've created. You can see even the symbol right here. It is something like a keyboard that shows you that it's an instrument that you are working on. Let's just press this to get rid of the monitor, and let me show you how you can record a drum. Now let's utilize this paint tool. You get it, you put it where you want to start your drums, then you drag up to where you want it to be, right here. Okay, let's mute this one, the first vocal that you've recorded, and after this let me show you how you can drop your instrument. I have some of the instrument here, a lot of them. For example, I've got under the Amanda audio, I have the MT power drum kit. Let's drag it right here. You can see that my drum has loaded. You press it. Okay, so let me just delete this. Then I'll show you another way how you can load this direct. Let's right click here and let's remove track. We've gotten rid of this. Okay, the other thing is let's get the same empty power drum kit. I just want to show you how you can do it another way. Drag it and let's drop it here. We are dropping it on the empty. There is no track created here. There is no track, instrumental track or instrument track created. When we drop it here, it will load itself. It will create a track and load the drums. All right, you can see it. Many ways to kill the rat. You choose what you like. All right, since I'm just telling you or showing you how you can record, getting you started to record the instrument and the vocal, I've already told you, showed you how you record the vocal. Now let's highlight this up to here. And now what you do is that you double click here. Or if you don't double click, let me show you first of all. Many ways to kill the rat. Double click, it will take you to here. Edit part. You can see you are clicking these guys, and you can see you can. Okay, let me just remove this, and I'll show you the other way of getting to that edit track. Here you can see at your right bottom here, you can see browse. That's where we are. If you click, you get rid of the browse, where the instruments, effects, loops, files, cloud shop are, and you get to the mix. There's a mix button, and we're gonna get it in the other tutorial where you can have these guys. Your tracks are gonna show here, and you begin to just edit, put effects, and just put bass, put effects channels, bass channels, and all those things. All right, you can put on pre-fader, faders, post fader, and you can put on a lot of things. We're talking about a frequency separation here. So right here, so let's remove this one because this is not what we're talking about. Let's go to edit. This edit will come depending on the track that you've selected. For example, if you select this track, you go to edit, then you find your vocal here, your recording here. If you select this instrument, and there is an instrument here, you can already find your instrument right here. So when we get here, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you something important, because I want to show you how you can record the record the instrument and the vocal. All right. So if you don't like this, down here, not down here, in the bottom here, at the left here, at the middle, at the middle of the screen, you can see that there are a lot of them here. Let's talk about these guys. These guys, we've already talked about them, though they work differently as compared to these ones. But let's get to this. So this is it is at drum. Let's put it at keyboard. Okay, piano view. All right. If you press Control and scroll your mouse, you can zoom these guys. That's what I'm doing. I've pressed Control, hold on the Control while you are scrolling on your mouse. You get these guys here so that they become big. All right. If you want, you can put it like this, then go to this button and full screen. Then you have the full screen that you need. All right. Here, if you don't want to record, you can begin to, using this paint tool, you can begin to put these guys. You can begin to put these guys in. You go to selection, then you can move it where you want. Okay. You play. You go back, you put, or you select all. Then you press Alt if you want to copy and put it here. So the work area would depend on the selection that you have done right here. Let's switch to this. Let's go to here. Depending on this, if you have selected this region, then it is gonna be like that there. Okay, it will loop depending on the the selection that you've made here. Okay, so you can set the tempo, because if you want to record, first of all, you can set the tempo. For example, this is 120. Here is where you can put it. For example, let me put 100. Okay. If you want another way of putting your tempo, drag down, drag up, drag down, drag up, drag down, drag up. Okay. The best is just type 100. If you want to hear, the metronome, because this is what is going to determine how fast and how slow it will help you. So let's get to this guy. Here it is. All right. For example, let's get this browse off. Let's get to this guy. So if you want to set the metronome settings, you go here, you set whatever that you want right here. You can do anything that you want here. Okay. In the mix here, you can see there's the same metronome here. Then there's this button right here. Click volume. This guy is a volume of your metronome. If you click and drag, you're not, reducing or increasing the volume of the many things. It's just drag and click. It is just the metronome that is changing. You want to put it up? That's up to you. You want to put it down? That's up to you. Okay. All right. Now, let's get straight to recording it. Since I've showed you how you can put it, let's highlight and delete. Now, I'll show you how you can record. Now, there are two things. If you have the MIDI keyboard connected to your computer, then you record using that. If you don't have, this is where the trick is. Let's press, for example, let's just remove the full screen. Let's be here so that we can press the record button. Let's look for the kick, or maybe the same snare. The snare, like this one. Okay, so make sure that you press this button so that it gets to the beginning, and you press the key on your keyboard. Caps lock. That's the key you press if you want to record using the keys on the keyboard, if you don't have the MIDI keyboard. Okay, so you go press OK. You go press record button here. Then let's see. We want to find where the snare is. Let's go right. So if you don't find your snare, you just control these guys, octave, C1. You can here. You just look for whatever that you can find, whatever that you want. So W is my snare, and E. You can see W. There my snare is here. When I click, you can see it's happening here on my levels. Right. Let's press on record button. All right, and start doing it. Okay, so you know what? We are recording on 2 tracks. Let's get rid of this first of all. Let's get rid of this recording. I forgot to turn this because it will record as many tracks if you still have the recording button on the track. So let's get rid of this. Let's get them off and start recording again. Let's go to the beginning and start recording. All right, so we've recorded it. Okay. So what you do, your notes are not that right. So what you do, you just begin to deal with them. Okay, I have selected them all. So for example, if you want to move them, you can move them whenever you want. Okay, let's zoom in. You just edit them whenever you want or however you want it to be. All right, so you just put them right. Okay, I know they're off. Just put them right. That's how you record. Okay, so you know what, ladies and gentlemen, next time I want to show you how you will be able to mix the vocal when you record your song, how you can mix your vocal in Studio One, and show you something from there. So for this tutorial, let's end here, and let's end here so that at the end of the day, this tutorial is not becoming so big. All right, a lot of things that you can do in Studio One. All right, so for now, it's goodbye, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Press that like button, share and comment, and anything is gonna be fine. Thank you so much for watching. We'll get to another tutorial next time. We'll get to getting started adding effects, buses, and effects channels in Studio One. Thank you so much.